These are the 5 most effective pieces of equipment. More effective than any $6,000 stationary bike, more effective than an entire CrossFit gym filled with cages, bumper plates, and kettlebells, and more effective than every contraption from the Industrial Revolution to 21st century fitness machines. Lee Weiland, Pacific Rim Athletics, creator of Powerbatics, and welcome to training. One of these you already have, but don't realize it, and it's the very best of everything. And my absolute favorite, I'll show you at the end. The reason people buy equipment is because of marketing, plain and simple. I have nothing against marketing. It's simply investing in what you believe in at scale to share it with the world. Even Jesus marketed. Remember his free product, the loaves and fishes? He even has a free PDF. But I have a problem with fitness equipment because it doesn't deal with the root cause. Neither do gym memberships that contain rows upon rows of equipment. The real reason people join gyms is because of the community, and that's the same reason they buy equipment. They just don't realize it. It's to use something that other people that they identify with use. So now that the presuppositions are cleared, the first is easy, something to hang from. Injuries, posture, or immobility issues, hanging will solve a lot of these. And it can be from a tree, a doorway bar, or rings. You can literally do everything necessary for upper body, especially if you can hang them with enough clearance to go above them. And then you'll be able to not only get muscle ups, but do full-blown katas, from the ninja strength element of Powerbatics. The second is also pretty easy and also something to hang from. Aerial silks, or one of my favorites, the straps. I've seen people hang these right from their ceiling in their home or outside on a simple rig or from a tree, and these help develop mobility and flexibility like you wouldn't believe. And a lot of guys coming in for free run or ninja strength calisthenics training often end up really liking the CIRQUE equipment because it's extremely challenging. Climbing silks, for example, is way harder than climbing a rope, and way harder than doing even 30 consecutive pull-ups. If you can get your hands on straps, then you don't even need rings, and you can even do a whole lot more on straps as well, even up to full-blown CIRQUE katas when you're ready. The third is a simple mat and a block. And if you have these, you can do pretty much anything that you see in free run. And if you have coaching, be it face-to-face or online, you can slowly develop every practical aspect of free run for total body mastery. A mat, block, and wall are the only pieces of equipment we have in full-blown competition. You don't need to go running up buildings or chucking crazy things into foam blocks. You just need a few pieces of foam to learn vaults, rolls, and everything else. The fourth piece of equipment is something that you already have, and it's by far the best. And thus, you don't really need to invest in any equipment at all unless you want to. And this allows you to invest in something that is much higher priority and brings far longer lasting results. And that is teaching, education, and coaching. Everyone already has many coaches in their life, both free and paid. A boss is a coach, so is a spouse, a college professor, sometimes. You get the point. But the best and free piece of equipment is the ground underneath you. Let's take the example of just learning the press handstand with just the floor. Lats and back are engaged as stabilizers. Grip and forearms are trained by palming the ground. I mention this a lot. I didn't even practice pull-ups, only floor work. And when I went to do pull-ups and muscle-ups, they were easy. The hamstrings and hips are also developed in terms of mobility, and the core is developed more than literally any piece of equipment could do. And with the floor, you can learn power moves, tumbling, running, sprinting, free run, and really anything else you need. And the fifth is my personal favorite. If we want to talk about technical pieces of equipment that provide more advantage than anything else, it's the canes. You can, of course, do any sort of pushing, support stands, and hand balancing eventually, but you also can do leg balance work, single leg squats, and even lunges up there. And you can even use them to hang from and do muscle ups and levers. You don't need to hang them. They take up hardly any space at all, and they're cool. I'd say if you have straps, canes, a mat, and a block, you're absolutely set for every feat of strength and skill you can imagine. But just start by mastering the ground and do that with a coach. Then get a hanging device like a doorway pull-up bar, rings, silks, or straps, then a block and a mat, and then canes. And as a bonus, if you really want to get fancy and unlock a whole new universe of flexibility, get stall bars. And that's it. Every single one of these can be easily ordered, shipped, and used immediately. We don't sell any of this stuff, by the way.
We don't do that here.
Only coaching, which is by application and invitation only, and which is a far better investment than the best $6,000 weight rack or stationary bike. See you in the next video and in training soon.